Hi everyone, it's Andrew Chuter here. I'm running for the seat of Sydney for Socialist Alliance. I'm here at Sydney Uni because I want to just say a few words about tertiary education in Australia. You may know that under COVID, 1 in 5 Australian tertiary sector workers lost their job. Okay, that's 40,000 people lost their jobs in universities around Australia. And I should know because I was one of them. And this was totally unnecessary and didn't need to happen. So part of the reason why it happened is because our universities become so heavily reliant on international students that when the international student market dried up, there was no money left to support the staff. Now, it shouldn't have happened like this. I mean, we should never have got to the situation where our universities were so underfunded that tertiary private fees from international students became, the main funding, such a huge funding source for universities. So if universities had been funded properly, 40,000 people wouldn't have needed to have lost their job, including myself. And another thing to point out is that some vast proportion of university teachers and staff, academics and professional staff, are casual. Okay, we've got over 50% casualisation in universities. I mean, what an indictment. This is just totally unacceptable to have such a large proportion of the workers being in insecure work. So what can we do about it? Well, one thing, we have to reverse this whole philosophy of the user pays. Okay, we need free university education because we see it as a public good. Okay, we pay for it through our taxes for a general public good. It's a great social equaliser as well for many students who otherwise wouldn't have a chance to get a tertiary education. Our international student exchange system needs to be also operate not just on a market basis, but on the basis of international friendliness, cooperation, learning and understanding. I mean, we have so many international students coming here to Australia to study. Why don't we have more Australian students going overseas to study in publicly funded exchange programs? Imagine how much our international relations could be improved with our neighbours, especially China and Indonesia, if many Australian tertiary students had the opportunity to study for a year in China or Indonesia or somewhere else like that. That would be a huge benefit to Australia. So getting away from that neoliberal philosophy is very important. Another thing that we can do is support our tertiary staff in their upcoming industrial actions which will be happening this year. So all across the country, the National Tertiary Education Union is coming up for renewal at many universities, including Sydney Uni. All around the country, their enterprise agreements are coming up for renewal, and the staff are gearing up for some very widespread industrial action. And what we can do is we can support the teachers and the staff and the lecturers, the academics, all of the people as much as possible by supporting their industrial campaign, sharing it on social media, talking about it, and writing to VCs and politicians and so on, and demanding that the conditions and pay for staff in tertiary educations is improved as much as possible, and casualisation is reduced down to an absolute minimum. Thanks.